A rental agreement is a legally binding document that defines the terms under which you rent a property from a landlord. In Kuala Lumpur, as in much of Malaysia, understanding each part of this document is important to protect your rights and avoid misunderstandings. Here is a simple, step-by-step explanation of what you will typically find in a Kuala Lumpur rental agreement and how it affects you. The parties. At the start of the agreement, you will find the names and addresses of the landlord, property owner, and tenant, the person renting. Make sure all names are spelled correctly and match official documents. The property. The agreement describes the exact address and sometimes details of the property, such as apartment unit number or parking space. It must be clearly identified so both parties know what is being rented. Rental amount and payment terms. The agreement will specify the monthly rent, when it should be paid, for example, on the first of each month, and how to pay, bank transfer, cash, etc. It should also mention to whom the payment should be made. Security deposit. In Kuala Lumpur, it is common to pay a security deposit, usually equivalent to 2 months' rent, and sometimes a separate utilities deposit. These deposits are held against possible damages or unpaid bills. The agreement should state when and how you'll get your deposit back, typically after the landlord inspects the property at the end of your tenancy. Tenure. Period of tenancy or agreement will state how long you can stay, often 1 year, and what happens after this period. Some agreements offer an option to renew, and you should check the notice period required if you wish to leave or the landlord wants you to move out. Obligations of the tenant. This section outlines what you must do, such as keeping the property clean, not subletting without permission, paying utility bills, or not using the property for illegal purposes. Obligations of the landlord. The landlord is typically responsible for making sure the property is fit to live in, handling major repairs, and sometimes paying for property taxes or assessments. These details should be clear in the agreement. Inventory list. For furnished units, there is usually an inventory list of items provided, such as furniture, appliances, or even curtains. Make sure everything in the property matches this list before you move in. Termination and eviction. The agreement will explain under what conditions the landlord or tenant can end the tenancy. For example, repeated late payment or damage to the property. It will also mention how much notice must be given to leave. Other clauses. There may be clauses about not making loud noise, allowing the landlord to inspect the property with notice, or not keeping pets. Read these carefully so you don't accidentally breach the agreement. Stamping and agreement validity. In Kuala Lumpur, the agreement often needs to be stamped by the Inland Revenue Board to become legally binding. Both parties may need to share the cost for this. In conclusion, always read the rental agreement carefully before signing. Ask questions if anything is unclear. It's a good idea to keep a copy of your signed agreement and related receipts throughout your tenancy. Understanding your rental agreement will help ensure a smooth and fair rental experience in Kuala Lumpur.